Good morning. Today is core day. I am happy about that. And fun fact, I recorded a leg day video yesterday, but I didn't upload it because I didn't even get any footage of me training legs because I really wanted to just focus on my leg workouts, and it was a lot of resistance band training. But for funsies, here is some of that footage I took for you guys to watch. And it is a very rainy day outside. Now, like I said yesterday, I don't think I'm going to record today's workout. I really just want to focus on training and not focus on camera setups, things like that. I just want to annihilate legs. But don't worry, I'll have a discussion. We're still gonna talk, my friends. We're still gonna have a good conversation. I'm just not recording my workout today. Not really in the mood for that. As you can see, too much rain. Just want to get shit done. And part of my French, I normally don't curse on this channel, but the weather is messing with me, and my long extended work week is going to be messing with my head a little bit also. But anyway, let's get into the gym, let's train, and I'll catch you guys at the end of it. And back at the apartment after the leg workout. Now, the leg workout wouldn't have been that interesting to watch anyway, because a lot of it was resistance band training, and how much fun do people have watching someone just train using like a band around their legs. Maybe you'll find that really fun. Maybe I'll record that one day. But today I just really needed to focus, and you know what? The sun's actually starting to come out finally. It's gonna be really freaking humid out today. I'm not excited about that. But a lot of it was coming down to also gym etiquette, because inside the gym I could tell it was really packed, and you already know my rule of trying not to get anyone in the shot so that way I can mind their privacy, because they're there to work out, not to be an extra in my videos. I mean, if they walk behind me while I'm working out, that's no big deal. I don't really care that much. I mean, if they come up and say something, hey, can you not record while I'm walking through? I'll be like, oh, of course, yeah, I'll take care of that. But my main thing is very much focusing on gym etiquette, and because I think gym etiquette is very important. Unless like the gym's rule, like gym has rules, like this is a gym where people come and they record their workouts, then that's the caveat to that rule. But as far as I know, I don't know if they don't have a rule against recording, obviously. But still, I just want everyone to be honored and respected while I'm there, because they're there to work out, and I want to not cope's not the right word, but I don't want to invade their privacy by me just trying to get a good shot. That's how it is sometimes. But I have to eat my post-workout snack, drink my post-workout shake, and I gotta get to work. So I'll have to think of something I want to talk about later today. Should be fun, hopefully. Maybe I'll discuss Poultrygeist a little bit more, because I love Poultrygeist. Do an honest review of Poultrygeist, maybe not. But we'll see. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Peace. And as you can see, the weather kind of sucked. I wasn't in the best mood. And yesterday became a very chaotic mess after that second video. So today, I'm going to be going to train my abs, do some light cardio, zone 2 cardio on the treadmill, just 15 to 20 minutes of just walking, because yesterday I did much harder cardio for about 25 minutes, I think it was. I don't remember exactly, but a lot of calories were burned on that step mill. And now today we are going to be doing some treadmill work, as well as a lot more rotations today. I'm going to be doing them a little bit heavier now, so that way I can get those lines to start showing up a little bit more and more in my obliques. But anyway, let's get this party started and let's have some fun. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. I want to have a more fun conversation today because I was training abs, and I want to talk about cheat meals, some of the favorite cheat meals of all time. Now, I haven't had a genuine cheat meal in months. I've had a couple cheat snacks, but no cheat meals in a long time. And when I mean cheat snacks, I mean I'll have 1 or 2 Oreos every couple of days,
Nothing too drastic. And then, even still, with some cheat snacks, I'll make powdered peanut butter with a scoop of cocoa and honey. That's what I consider kind of a cheat snack more, though, than anything else. However, what are some of my favorite cheat meals? Even though, like I said, I'm not really going to be doing many cheat meals because I want to be as shredded as possible. It looks like I'm almost choking myself out here, but don't worry, I'm not. I'm very safe. Anyway, my favorite cheat meal, and this is going to sound stupidly childish, but I love pizza rolls. Full stop. Tostinos or store brand, doesn't matter to me. If they're pizza rolls, I am going to inhale those things so fast you didn't even know they were there to begin with. Put them in front of me, they're gone. It doesn't even matter how many pizza rolls there are. That plate is not going to exist by the time I lay eyes upon it. And check this out. This was in the beginning days of my contest prep. I was going to the store to grab just a quick drink before church. And outside of the store, I saw a plate of pizza rolls that someone just dropped right onto the ground. I am not going to lie. I don't think I have felt that much internal rage before in my life. I'm starting a contest prep. I can't have any fun foods or anything like that. And I see someone just wasting one of God's greatest creations. Excuse me? What are we doing here, people? You gotta respect the pizza roll. The pizza roll is the greatest invention of all time. It's pizza in a roll. I mean, there's some flavors I don't really like. I oddly enough don't love the buffalo chicken flavor, even though I love buffalo chicken as a whole. I just think there's too much bread going on in those normally, and you can't really taste the actual buffalo chicken. It's like the flavors don't complement each other at all. It's why I don't really love buffalo chicken pizza either. But meat lovers, cheese, triple pepperoni, bacon pepperoni, man, you put those bad boys in front of me, I'm going to eat those so quickly that, like I said, it's almost like you're seeing time freeze, or the blip from Avengers Infinity War, spoiler alert, where everything just vanishes. And when I was starting contest prep, I did buy a big bag of pizza rolls, and I would make 6 a night and just munch on those just as a quick little snack. But I found it too tempting to just make the whole bag and eat it that night. So I just stopped buying them altogether. Will I eat them after the competition? I don't know, because I don't want to get into bad habits of, you have one genuine cheat meal, then it turns into two, then turns into three. I believe I do have the discipline to just be like, okay, I had my pizza rolls for the day. Let's move on. But let's not lead ourselves into temptation and deliver us from the pizza rolls. And I am sure there are quote unquote healthy versions of pizza rolls out there. But to me, I don't even want the temptation of having a quote unquote healthier pizza roll than being like, okay, I'm going to want a real pizza roll now. I got to win this thing,
And I am officially back from the fitness center. If you haven't noticed, this clearly isn't there. But I have my post-workout snack here. I got some new protein yesterday. It's Redcon 1's MRE Light. Like I said, the reason I got it was because it was at a decent price and it has 0 cholesterol in it. Some sodium, but not too much. And only 2 grams of fat, so that's not too bad. I'm guessing they're crossing over with whoever this guy is. I don't know who that is. I thought this was supposed to be a chocolate flavor, but it's red velvet cake, which is fine. Red velvet cake tastes good. And this is not a whey protein, it's a whole food protein, so that's cool too. Even though I thought I was ordering a whey protein shake, but I don't care. As long as I'm getting protein, that's all I care about. And it tastes pretty good so far. I didn't add any peanut butter to it. All I added was my almond milk, my unsweet almond milk. Unsweet vanilla almond milk, not too much, so you can barely taste vanilla. It does taste like the red velvet. It's a little grainy, but that's fine. So I'm going to snack on this. I'm probably going to add, next time I do this, I'm probably going to add a little less milk to it, so that way it is more pudding-like and less soup, but it still tastes fine. It's just more of a mental thing, so that way I feel like I'm actually eating a snack and not drinking more fluids. So that's why I'm doing that. I'm also going to eat this apple, obviously, and then I'm going to wash my face, brush my teeth once again, because I have a thing where I don't like my teeth feeling gritty at all. So second time today. And then I'm going to run to the store, get some kombucha and another 2 apples for work. And I already have my powdered peanut butter, so that's going to be my snack throughout the day. But I'm excited to get the day going. Very nice day out. Work is going to be hectic. I already know that. But we're going to stay positive today. No sense of being negative. Yesterday was chaotic enough. So today, even though I know it's going to be even more chaos, not going to let it bring me down. Going to go in with a smile on my face. Going to make sure everyone else at work has a smile on their face. And if I can't make anyone else smile, I'll do my best. But we're going to get it done, because that 9 to 5, while it's grindy, we all got to do it. So I'll catch you guys after work. Peace. So one thing, my face is red because I did some microneedling. I ate that apple and a bit of it got stuck in my teeth. Now that's not normally an issue, but I ate an apple this morning for breakfast, and it happened this morning already, and then it happened again.
How could the same shit happen to the same guy twice?
Fun, right?
No fancy walking today. Today, I just wanted to get this video started because why not? And what I want to talk about today is Christian movies, because I was watching this YouTube video. It kind of like auto-played, so I didn't get the name of the YouTuber or anything like that, but I'll put him in the comments if I can track the video down. But he was talking about Christian movies, and he was a Christian too. And he talks about why Christian movies tend to fail, and he put it pretty simply. He said the reason why Christian movies fail to gain an audience is because it's just preaching to the people who already agree. And that's an issue with a lot of art. That can just sometimes happen. Of course, there's nothing wrong with having messaging in any forms of art, whether it be a book, movie, video game, music, drawing, but the art has to come first, and then the messaging is within it. And he talked about how when Jesus was trying to relay a message, he would tell a story. He wouldn't just say blank and blank and blank. He would tell a story to help craft that message. And that's kind of the important point, is if Christianity wants to be taken seriously within the realms of art, it has to start taking art much more seriously. But here's the thing. I have Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. I love this movie. It is so over the top and silly that I can't help but love it. Is it an actual good movie? No, not really, because it is just another preachy Christian movie. And again, that is the biggest downside of a lot of their films, and why they tend to not get taken seriously. And one of the movies he brought up as an example in this YouTube video is he brought up Hacksaw Ridge, because the story about Desmond is that he was a pacifist Christian medic during World War II. And it did a much better job at showing a Christian character within the story, as opposed to just being this glorified Sunday morning sermon. If I want a Sunday morning sermon, I'm going to go to church. Okay? Now, of course, there's like fun ways you can do that too. Look at VeggieTales. There was a reason why that was popular. It was made more so for kids and told biblical stories in a very entertaining and lighthearted way. That's why VeggieTales worked. That's why it was so much fun. That's why even now as an adult, I can watch VeggieTales and still get some enjoyment out of it because it is still overall well written and funny. Of course, there's no subtlety in the story, but that's not what the point of it is. What makes VeggieTales work is the fact that it is well written and funny. And like I said, it's a show to teach kids Bible stories and have a moral lesson in between. And even VeggieTales had episodes that weren't even just like retellings of Bible stories. They were just episodes that were just moral lessons. And like the one with the rumor lead, the big fat lie, these are the Dairy Boy episodes. My favorite ones, by the way. And obviously, the stories aren't that subtle. It's as subtle as a children's show can get, but it's still overall well written, and it's fun. And there was one Christian movie that was a little more like, heavy-handed action. Enjoyed. It was called Greater, but that was based on a true story. And while there was a lot of much more of because he was an actual Christian in real life to him and his family, and they weren't subtle about any of the Christianity stuff in that movie either. And it's a great movie. If you know the real story, doesn't have the happiest ending, but I thought it was overall really good. That was like one of the few exceptions to where the more heavy-handed Christianity stuff I thought was solid. I mean, if you know college students, Christian or not, they're gonna drop a few no words every now and again. But it's still it's a very entertaining movie. I think it's on YouTube if everyone want to watch it. They have in the YouTube movies. But I don't know if this was made by a Christian, but I consider it a very well done Christian movie, and that is Tokyo Godfathers. Now, the characters in this movie are Christian, and it's actually a loose adaptation of a movie from a Western movie called The Three Godfathers, I think it's called, which is loosely inspired by the story of the three wise men and Jesus during his birth. Very loosely, by the way. So if you ever wanted a Christmas Western, there you go. But one thing that made this movie really good is that there's a trans character in this movie, and she is devoutly Christian. She will not let this child go because she believes she needs to help take care of that child. And that is a great message in of itself too, where it shows that God's love is for everybody, and everyone who's willing to walk with Christ, God will take them. And that's an important thing to remember. And it's really heartwarming to see because her walk with Christ is what helps her commit to making sure this child finds a home. I don't remember the entire plot verbatim, but I remember when I watched it, that movie really stuck with me. I saw this in the Christmas of 2022, and this is one of the few, I haven't had a good Christmas memory in a long time, but this gave me a solid one with how much I enjoyed this. So thank you, Tokyo Godfathers. The guy who made this also made a movie called Paprika and Perfect Blue. I haven't seen either of those, but those are not as lighthearted as this is. So if you see this and you want to watch those two, just know that those are more not happy movies. But Paprika was apparently a huge inspiration for Inception, so I have it somewhere over there, so I'm going to have to watch one day. And and there was another movie that came out recently. It was called Nefarious. That one was trying to be a Christian horror movie, but again, there was a lot of moral discussion throughout the movie because the movie is just a back and forth conversation between a dude who's possessed and a psychiatrist who's there to see whether or not he actually is possessed.
like I said, I enjoyed the movie overall, but again, it is more so a moral sermon than it is like a full sun movie. And here's the thing, you can have great movies that are just conversation pieces between one man and the other. That it's like there's like an Alfred Hitchcockian way of doing that. It's very difficult to make an hour and a half long movie that is just two people talking, nothing changes, entertaining. But it can be done. So don't think that can't be a thing that it like can get you into the theater, because it should be able to. And like I said, the acting in that was really good. But the heavy-handedness is kind of what will bring it down for people who don't already agree with all of what he's saying, basically. And obviously, the big one's The Passion of the Christ. That was an epic. Like, I could only watch that once because it is kind of like a little too upsetting. I mean, for obvious reasons. I mean, it's not supposed to be a happy movie. I mean, it's supposed to be uplifting because, we know that Jesus does come back. He's the reason, like, we follow this faith. And there's other movies like The Ten Commandments, The Prince of Egypt, and Ben-Hur, the original one, or the first remake, because the remake with the movie with Charlton Heston is a remake from another movie with one of the best action scenes in any film. And those are like, again, these are epics that were meant to be pieces of art first that happened to be a Christian story involved with it too. And I'm even working on a military science fiction novel that is basically inspired by the Rapture, and it's, here we go again, my take on Starship Troopers. So like, obviously I want to make my own Christian forms of art, but not every book I write, if I do continue to try to write books, is going to be like full send Christian inspired. Like my book, The Gentleman, it is just a horror novel, and it has more to do with my fear of underground government agents than it is like supposed to be a reflection on my faith. And there's even one of my favorite directors of all time, John Woo. He's an open Christian, and he discusses how he puts a lot of Christian imagery in his movies. His movies aren't inherently Christian, but you can see a lot of his love of the faith within the movie. That's why there's doves. That's why there's a lot of like scenes in gorgeous churches and things like that. Silent Night really didn't have that, which was kind of disappointing. But if you want a really good Christian film director, John Woo, his best movie is The Killer. Then there's Face Off, Hard Boiled. Definitely check his movies out. He even said like he's a Christian who makes movies, but his movies aren't necessarily Christian, and that's not a bad thing. Sort of like how I consider this YouTube channel. I consider myself a Christian YouTube maker, but this isn't necessarily a Christian channel, which isn't a bad thing, even though I will happily discuss my faith and have little discussions about faith here and there, even to have some short videos that take place in church. This is more so a fitness channel that happens to have sometimes Christian talk within it. I think it's pretty rad, actually. But I would say Poultrygeist is a really good Christian movie, but unfortunately, it's not a Christian movie. It can give you a spiritual awakening after watching it, but it's probably not going to make you come to Christ. Anyway, I think like Christians need to get away from the the Great American Family is just Hallmark Christian movies, which is fine. That's the audience and it works. Here's the thing. During Christmas last year, I needed something fun to do, and I had it be a thing where I was watching Hallmark Christmas movies, and I kind of have a soft spot for them, I'm not gonna lie. They all have very much such a great lightheartedness to them. They're always heartwarming. They're always charming. So I kind of enjoy Hallmark Christmas movies, and same thing goes with The Great American Family. They are more Christian-oriented Christmas movies, made-for-TV Christmas movies, and you know what? They are charming. They are adorable and they work for TV. Now, like I said, if the Christian audience, if the Christian artists want to start being taken seriously as art, all Christian movies from here on out need to start being stories with a message, and not with like a message that like doesn't absorb everything, if you know what I mean. Like by the end of the movie, you'll be like, oh, I see now, not, oh, you're preaching to me, because those are two entirely different things. And because they just have to have faith in themselves. People will happily go see a movie that is made to be Christian, but it's not a sermon. Like I said, if you want to go to a sermon, you can go. We go on Sunday for sermons. When I want to go see a movie, I want to see a movie. Even though, like I said, a lot of them are still a guilty pleasure of mine because they are kind of silly and over the top. But there's good writers out there, there's good directors out there that are a part of the faith. And I believe that if we make sure to put our right foot forward, we can get some good Christian movies out there. Might take a little bit of effort, but it has been done. It can still be done even more. I gotta get ready for bed. I'll catch you guys later. Good night.